substitute holiday, substitute holiday, substitute holiday, substitute holiday, substitute holiday, substitute holiday. National Liberation Day, National Liberation Day, National Liberation Day, National Liberation Day, National Liberation Day. P. Martin Red, P. Martin Red, P. Martin Red, P. Martin Red, P. Martin Red. Daycare Center, Daycare Center, Daycare Center. The daycare center was closed too. Daycare Center, Daycare Center. Operate as usual, 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 operate as usual. Come to work, 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 came to work, came to work, came to work, came to work. Duty roster, 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 duty roster. Be arranged according to, 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 be arranged according to. Staffing schedule, staffing schedule, staffing schedule, staffing schedule, staffing schedule, staffing schedule, staffing schedule. Day shift nurse, day shift nurse, day shift nurse, day shift nurse. Sigh, 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 sigh. The day shift nurses sighed, saying that they had been extremely busy, extremely busy, extremely busy. Be informed, be informed, be informed, be informed, be informed. Our word was the only way that had not been informed, which was why the roster had been arranged that way. Roster, roster, the roster, the roster. Word, word. A word was the only one that had not been informed. Word. A word was the only one that had not been informed. Be grateful. Be grateful. Still I was grateful as I watched the rain fall all day long. Be grateful. Be grateful. All day long, all day long. Still I was grateful as I watched the rain fall all day long. Or all day long, all day long, all day long. Relieve the draft, relieve the draft, relieve draft, relieve the draft, relieve the draft. Scorch heat, 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 scorch heat. As though. Administer medication, Administer medication. Administer medication. Administer medication. Administer medication. On time. On time. I was able to finish everything on time. I was able to finish everything on time. Evening shift. Evening shift. Evening shift. I was grateful for such a peaceful evening shift. I was grateful for such peaceful evening shift. Slow down. Slow down. One thing slowed down. I even remembered the dream that I had that morning. One thing slowed down. I even remembered the dream I had that morning. So far from. So far from. So far from. In the dream, someone in our family was suffering from a chronic heart condition. In the dream, someone in our family was suffering from a chronic heart condition. Chronic heart condition. Chronic heart condition. Chronic heart condition. Take care of. I had to take care of that person. I had to take care of that person. I had to take care of that person. Pass away. Pass away. Pass away. My mother passed away from heart disease. My heart passed away from heart disease. Hereditary. 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 It is possible that someone in family might have a hereditary problem. Hereditary. 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 Undergo a procedure. Undergo a procedure. Undergo a procedure. Undergo a procedure. Ask someone to pray. 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 Become part of the family. 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 Have a hard time doing. Have a hard time doing. Have a hard time doing. I had such a hard time staying awake during my shift. I had such a hard time staying awake during my shift. Stay awake. Stay awake. Stay awake. Stay awake. Stay awake. Stay awake. I had such a hard time staying awake during my shift. Instant coffee. Instant coffee. Instant coffee. I drank instant coffee and even ate some cookies to keep myself awake. Instant coffee. Instant coffee. Keep oneself awake. Keep oneself awake. Keep oneself awake. I drank instant coffee and even ate some cookie to keep myself awake. Keep myself awake. Lose weight. Lose weight. Lose weight. I keep thinking about losing weight. I keep thinking about losing weight. Put something into practice. Put something into practice. Put something into practice. Put something into practice. Dietitian, 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 dietitian. From the director and down. 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 Head nurse. So why didn't your head nurse come in? So why didn't your head nurse come in? Head nurse. Let a holiday be a holiday. Let a holiday be a holiday. Please just let a holiday be a holiday. Holiday. Let a holiday be a holiday. Mother-in-law, mother-in-law, mother-in-law. Deaconesses, deaconess, 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 deaconess. Brag about, 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 brag about. Prayer group, prayer group, prayer group, prayer group, prayer group, prayer group. Brag about, prayer group. Intend to, intend to, intend to, intend to, intend to. Another couple had one daughter and said they did not intend to have any more. Eldest grandson, eldest grandson, eldest grandson, eldest grandson, eldest grandson. Granddaughter, 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 granddaughter. General, 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 generals, general. Have in mind, have in mind, have in mind, have in mind, have in mind. What sort of generals she had in mind, I have no idea. Preference for sense, 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 preference for sense. Older generation, older generation, older generation, older generation, older generation. Tend to, tend to, tend to, tend to. Either A or B, either A or B, either A or B, either A or B. Young people nowadays tend to marry late and either have just one child or none at all. Soon, 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 soon. Nearby, 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 nearby. Be too tired to, be too tired to, be too tired to. But I am usually too tired even to think of going. Endless, 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 endless. Frequently, 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 frequently. Even though, even though, even though, even though. Even though they live far away in Paju, even though they live far away in Paju. Adorable, 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 adorable. Gesture, 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 gesture. Shower someone with praise, shower someone with praise, shower someone with praise. Shower someone with praise. Shower someone with praise. Shower someone with praise. Exaggerated, exaggerated, exaggerated. They shower him with exaggerated praise. over the top, 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 reaction, 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 leave someone speechless, 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 leave someone speechless. Poke fun at, 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 make a fuss, 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 apparently, 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 reigning champion, reigning champion. Apparently, I am the reigning champion of making a fuss. Apparently, apparently, reigning champion. Conduct, 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 conductor, 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 conductor. World famous, world famous, world famous, world famous. Someday, 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 someday. Raise someone to become, raise someone to become, raise someone to become, raise someone to become the real champion, the real champion, real champion, the real champion. Reign, reign, reign. In the third year of the reign of Joachim, besiege, besiege, besiege. Nebuchadnezzar came to Jerusalem and besieged it. Nebuchadnezzar came to Jerusalem and besieged. Deliver A into B's hand. Deliver A into B's hand. The Lord delivered Joachim into his hand, along with some of the articles from the temple article, some of the articles from the temple of God, the temple of God, carry off these he carried off to the temple of his God. These he carried off to the temple of his God, Babylonia, 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 treasure house, treasure house, treasure house. He put them in the treasure house of his God. Treasure house. Order, order, order. The king ordered Aspenas to bring some of the Israelites, chief of his court officials, the king's court officials, the king's official, bring A into B's service, to bring some of the Israelites into the king's service. Israelites, royal family, from the royal family, nobility, from the royal family and the nobility, physical defect, without any physical defect, young man without any physical defect, handsome, young men who were handsome. Show aptitude for, aptitude for, show aptitude for, show aptitude for, show aptitude for, aptitude, 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 she, aptitude. They showed a great aptitude for learning languages, learning, every kind of learning, learning, every kind of learning, well informed, well informed, well informed. They were well informed and quick to understand, quick to understand, quick to understand, quick to understand, quick to understand. Young men who were quick to understand, qualified to, qualified to serve in King's Palace, serve, serve, serve to serve in the King's Palace, to serve in the King's Palace, 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 the King's Palace. Language, the language of the Babylonians, literature, 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 the language and literature of the Babylonians, Babylonian, 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 the literature of the Babylonians, the literature of the Babylonians. Assign, the king assigned them a daily amount of food. Assign, daily amount, daily amount, daily amount, a daily amount of food and wine, a daily amount of food and wine. The king's table, the king's table, the king's table, food and wine from the king's table, bread and wine from the king's table. Train, train. They were to be trained for 3 years. They were to be trained for 3 years. Enter the king's service. Enter the king's service. Enter the king's service. They were to enter the king's service. Among those who were chosen were some from Judah. Among those who were chosen were some from Judah. Choose. Those who were chosen. Those who were chosen. Chief officer. Chief officer gave them new names. The chief officer gave them new names. Give someone a new name. Give someone a new name. The chief officer gave them the names. Reserved to. Reserved to. Daniel reserved not to defile himself. Daniel reserved not to defile himself. Defile. He reserved not to defile himself with the royal food. He reserved not to defile himself with the royal food. Defile oneself with. Defile oneself with. Not to defile himself with the royal food and wine. Not to defile himself with the royal food and wine. Royal food. The royal food and wine. The royal food and wine. Ask A for permission. He asked the chief officer for permission. Permission not to defile himself. Permission not to defile himself. Cause A to the B. Cause A to the B. God had caused the officer to show favor to Daniel. God had caused the officer to show favor to Daniel. Show favor to Daniel. Show favor to. Show favor to. Favor. God gave Daniel favor in the officer's sight. God gave Daniel favor in the officer's sight. Compassion. Favor and compassion. Favor and compassion. Favor and compassion. Be afraid of. I am afraid of my Lord the King. I am afraid of my Lord the King. I am afraid of my Lord the King. My Lord the King. My Lord the King. Assign someone's food and drink. Assign someone's food and drink. The king has assigned your food and drink. Look worse than. Look worse than. Look worse than. Why should he see you looking worse than the other young men? One's age. One says, the other young man your age, the other young man your age, have summons ahead, have summons ahead, have summons ahead. The king would then have my head because of you. The king would then have my head because of you. Have summons ahead, have summons said. Guard, guard. Daniel said to the guard. Daniel said to the guard, appoint, appoint the guard whom the chief official had appointed. Appoint, appoint A over B, appoint A over B, appoint A over B. Official appointed the guard over Daniel and his friends. Daniel and his friends. Test, test. Please test your servants for 10 days. Please test your servants for 10 days. Servant, your servant. Nothing but, nothing but, nothing but, nothing but. Give us nothing but vegetables to it, vegetables to it, vegetable, vegetables to it, and water to drink. Vegetables to it, and water to drink. Compare A with B. Compare A with B. Compare our appearance with that of the other young man. Appearance, appearance, appearance. Then compare our appearance. Then compare our appearance. That of our appearance with that of the young man. Our appearance with that of the young man. Treat, treat. Treat your servants in accordance with what you see. Treat your servants in accordance with what you see. In accordance with. In accordance with. In accordance with what you see. Agree to. Agree to. He agreed to this. He agreed to this. At the end of. At the end of. At the end of. At the end of the 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, healthy, healthy. They look healthy, well nourished, well nourished. They looked healthier and better nourished. Nourish, 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 nourish. The food nourished their bodies. Better nourished than, better nourished than. Better nourished than. Take away, take away, take away, take away, took away their choice food. The girl took away their choice food, choice food, choice food, choice food, choice food, choice food. Their choice food and wine instead. He gave them vegetables instead. He gave them vegetables instead. Knowledge. God gave them knowledge. God gave them knowledge. Understanding. Understanding. God gave them knowledge and understanding. God gave them knowledge and understanding. All kinds of literature and learning. All kinds of vision. Daniel could understand visions. Daniel could understand visions. Dreams. Visions and dreams of all kinds. Understand visions and dreams. Understand visions and dreams. Daniel could understand visions and dreams of all kinds. The time set by the king. The time set by the king. The time set by the king. At the end of the time set by the king. At the end of the time set by the king. Present A to B. Present A to B. Talk with. The king talked with them. The king talked with them. Find none equal to. Find none equal to. Find none equal to. He found none equal to. Daniel and his friends. Equal to. Equal to. Equal to. None of the others were equal to. none of others recur to them. Matter, 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 matter. In every matter of wisdom and understanding. In every matter of wisdom and understanding. Wisdom. Every matter of wisdom. Question, question, question. The king questions them. The king questions them. 10 times better than. 10 times better than. 10 times better than. He found them 10 times better than all the magicians. Magician, magician, or the magicians in his kingdom, or the magicians in his kingdom. Enchanter, enchanter, enchanter. The magicians and enchanters. Her kingdom, her kingdom, in his her kingdom, his her kingdom. Remain, remain. Daniel remained there until the first year of King Cyrus. Daniel remained there until the first year of King Cyrus. Until the first year of King Cyrus. The Lord delivered A into his hand. The Lord delivered A into his hand. Show aptitude for every kind of learning. Show aptitude for every kind of learning. Be qualified to serve. Assign someone a daily amount of food. Assign someone a daily amount of food. Reserve not defile oneself. Ask someone for permission. Ask someone for permission. Show favor and compassion to someone. Show favor and compassion to someone. Test someone for 10 days. Nothing but vegetables and water. Nothing but vegetables and water. Compare A with B. Compare A with B. In accordance with what you see. In accordance with what you see. Look healthier and better nourished. Find none equal to someone. Find none equal to someone 10 times better than. Remain there until. Remain there until. Remain there until. Issues, deliver, assign, reserve, defile, test, give, present, remain. Restore, restore, restore. The restoration of worship is the culmination of the restoration of a believer's identity. Restore, public worship, public worship, public worship, public worship, public worship, public worship. When we return after failing in the world, the first thing we must recover is the joy and wonder of public worship on the Lord's Day. Conceal, 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 conceal. Cowardice, 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 cowardice. Approach the altar, approach the altar, approach the altar, approach the altar. Call on the name of the Lord. Call on the name of the Lord. Call on the name of the Lord. Abraham called on the name of the Lord. Sovereignty. 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 Proclamation. 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 There is a proclamation of the rebuilding of his face. Proclamation. Proclamation. Culmination. Culmination. culmination, 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 return to, return to, return to, return to, return to, return to. He returned to the place of the first promise he had received from God. Entrust oneself to, entrust oneself to, entrust oneself to, entrust oneself to. The noblest thing a person who has failed can do is call upon the name of the Lord once again and entrust himself to His mercy. Mercy, 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 after a sacrifice, 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 after a sacrifice. In the ancient world, offering sacrifices were calling on the name of a deity, was an act of proclaiming that the land belonged to the deity. Deity. Offering sacrifices were calling on a deity was an act of proclamation. A deity was an act of proclamation. Bear public witness. 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 Sojourner. 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 Sojourner, 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 representative, 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 representative. Tabernacle, tabernacle, tabernacle. Tabernacle, 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 tabernacle. Remain faithful to, 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 remain faithful to. The only way for us to live is to remain faithful to the place of worship. Confine A to B. 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 Resound. Resound. Resounded. Resounded. Resound. 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 Identify oneself as. 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 Spiritual authority. Spiritual authority. Spiritual authority. The spiritual authority to overcome the world is restored. The spiritual authority to overcome the world is restored. Awaken. 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 Awakening. Awakening the world by calling upon His name. Awaken. 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 Intervene. intervene, 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 intervene. The God whom Abraham encountered at Bethel once for a sacrifice, 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 once for a sacrifice. Throne of grace, throne of grace, throne of grace, throne of grace. We may approach the throne of grace with confidence, with confidence, with confidence, with confidence, with confidence, with confidence, with confidence. Redemptive historical, redemptive historical, redemptive historical, redemptive historical, redemptive historical. Holy seed, holy seed, holy seed, holy seed, holy seed, holy seed, holy seed. Preserve, preserve, preserve. The line of the holy seed was preserved through worship in a fallen world. Preserve. Living, living sacrifice, living sacrifice, living sacrifice, living sacrifice,